Hey y'all, I'm Amber. Welcome back to my channel as we prepare for the new plan coming on, wait for it, November 11th. That's right, we have a date, November 11th. We're gonna wake up bright and cheery and open that app and there will probably be changes. Your WW app should automatically update, but if it doesn't, go to the App Store, search WW. Whenever it comes up, it should have an update button that you can click on and it will update, but it should be done for you. I have no idea about the changes coming to the app, but I will be screen recording all of my adventures. So I'll have a video of what I eat on the new plan plus app tutorials Saturday, the day after. It's gonna take me a little time to edit that video. I wanted to get it out to you Friday, but with the tutorial part, it's gonna be a little bit more editing. So it'll come Saturday morning, bright and early, so you can wake up and see any maybe changes or helpful insights on the app before really getting your weekend started. And for any of you living under a rock and thinking, what are you talking about? Yes, Weight Watchers is coming out with a new program, November 11th, 2022. Yes, I know, it's only been a year since Personal Points came out, but they are going bye-bye. We all have to embrace it and get ready. A quick overview of the new program, just in case you haven't heard. We are all going to have the same 0 Point foods. I do like this. It feels like it was really hard to share recipes and feel like a unit, a community as much whenever it's like Weight Watchers, purple, green, blue, everyone's in their own tribes. And then you have Personal Points, so it's like it's a free-for-all of who has what. Now we're all gonna be the same. Obviously, we will all get different amounts of daily points just depending on your gender, age, height, weight, all that good stuff. So I will have a different daily points than you possibly, but we will have the same 0 Point food list, which is.
If you're on a phone, go ahead and screenshot this video so you have it for the future. These are your 0 Point foods list. Non-starchy vegetables, fruit, poultry, which is chicken and turkey, tofu, fish, non-fat Greek yogurt, non-fat cottage cheese, eggs, beans, peas and corn, lentils, and popcorn. But just the air pop kind, not the kind loaded with butter.
Another way to prep for this new change is to go ahead and buy extras of the things that are now 0 Point foods for everyone. So that way, if you need to add a quick side or something to a meal that's 0 points, you have extra in the cabinet. If you want to eat and something ended up being more points than you thought it was gonna be, now you have a plan B for dinner. Now feel free to stock up on any kind of canned vegetables you like. I personally only like green beans and corn that's in a can. I don't like any of the other canned stuff. But if you do, go ahead and stock up on those or get frozen vegetables. I like to do that as well. It's here when I need it. Fresh vegetables can go bad, so you can't rely on it. I buy those for specific recipes or to make like throughout the week, but I don't keep that extra on hand. If I need extra, it's gonna be canned or frozen. Just a good tip, also some unsweetened applesauce and different fruits on hand, so that way if you need a quick snack for 0 points, you have an option. Along with these 0 Point food changes, that means no more rice, pasta, potatoes, or oats. I'm sorry, you can still eat them. You just have to weigh and track them. We will also no longer get a point back for water or for vegetables. The only way to receive extra points back is through activity. You'll still get weekly points. I don't know if the amount is going to change or stay the same. We'll all find that out together on November 11th. I am excited about this new change up. I like Personal Points and I didn't really realize I was ready for a change until the announcement. I had a lot of feelings. I had to process those feelings and now it's been about, a week or two and I'm feeling a lot better and I'm excited to get this journey started. I think it'll be good in the long run. I know a lot of y'all have lost weight on the Blue or Freestyle program, which this is going to be the closest related to. I have been on Weight Watchers. Yes, we're allowed to call it Weight Watchers again. Yay. I've been on Weight Watchers since June of this year. So far, I've lost 22 pounds on Weight Watchers. I had lost 14 pounds before starting Weight Watchers since January. That's another story. So I lost 22 pounds since June. I lost 14 pounds since January before that, which means I've lost 36 pounds so far this year. Do not give up because this time next year, that could be you saying that. Yes, change can be hard, but don't give up on yourself. So to prepare for this plan, I thought the simplest thing would be having a lunch recipe, something that we can meal prep and have ready for us all week long, as well as 3 dinner recipes, utilizing the new different proteins we get for 0 points, but still incorporating the things that you're sad about losing, like potatoes and pasta. As always, the recipes are linked down below in the description box. If the recipe doesn't have a link, I'll write it out below. And there'll also be links to WW's app so that you can click on it and it will take you over to the recipe in the app. We're gonna get started with our lunch, which is a chicken fajita sheet pan bake, kind of. We're going to bake off chicken and vegetables on a sheet pan. Separately, I'm going to be making some Mexican rice. You can use whatever kind of rice you like. If you have like one of those pouches that are cilantro lime rice, I don't like cilantro, so I'd rather have like the tomato based rice. I'm going to be pairing that with black beans, of course, because they are a new 0 point food. Some lettuce for extra veg and some salsa. We're making burrito bowls, but chicken fajita burrito bowls. I'm also going to be making a corn salsa, kind of like Chipotle's, but just throwing some stuff together because corn is now a 0 point food. You might as well bulk up your meals with these 0 point foods because we don't know how many points we're gonna get. So we wanna make sure we get nice and full and satisfied and not undereat while we are in this transition. So utilizing all those 0 point foods is only going to do us good. They're not gonna give you 0 point foods if they don't want you to eat them. Okay, on to dinner. We're going to do a very simple turkey chili. Changes I'm making, I'm going to add a can of the corn that has the green chilies added to it, as well as I'm going to substitute the garbanzo beans for pinto beans. I just prefer pinto beans in my chili. That's a personal preference, so you do whatever makes you happy and content. You could easily swap this and have this for lunch instead of the fajita bowl, have the fajita bowl for dinner. Either way, you're gonna have a delicious veggie packed meal. Since this chili is so low in points, make sure you top it over rice or Fritos, or if you are someone like me who's going to miss your beloved potato, have no fear. I'm gonna bake a potato and put chili over it and have an epic loaded chili baked potato. Because that's how I have to live my life, with potatoes. Add cheese, add sour cream or Greek yogurt, whatever you like. I'm gonna try Greek yogurt again as sour cream. I haven't done that in a while. I used to not like it, but I like a lot of things now that I used to not like. So I think it's time for me to try that again. Next on the list is a shrimp bake with turkey sausage, corn, potatoes, and then a veggie on the side. Like I said, I wanted to utilize different proteins from the list. Now we get fish as a 0 point food. You might have always had it, but I don't eat fish enough to have picked that for myself. If you want to see how to make this bake, come back on a Wednesday for my what I eat in a day. I'll be making it for dinner on that night. And until then, the recipe's down below. Now on to our third dinner, and all of you people sad about the pasta, because I know there are a lot. I got a lot of comments about the pasta. Hey, we're having pasta for dinner, guys. And for you guys, because you're sad. And I want to turn that frown upside down with pasta. We are going to use our Instant Pot because it's easy. If you like noodles and chicken and creamy goodness and sun-dried tomatoes, this might be a recipe you really want to try. If you're thinking, hey, that sounds delicious, I agree. And stay tuned because I'm going to be showing you how to make it in 3, 2, 1. Here are some of the things you're gonna need for this pasta. When you get your sun-dried tomatoes, make sure you get the kind that's in the pouch and not in olive oil in the jar. Here's that. We have different seasonings. It's all linked down below. This recipe has it for the Instant Pot, slow cooker, and on the stovetop. So you're covered no matter how you wanna make this. The spinach, Parmesan, cottage cheese, and Greek yogurt will all come at a later time. For now, we need to get our garlic, seasonings, sun-dried tomatoes into our Instant Pot with our chicken. Our Instant Pot's warmed up with a spray of oil. It says to add your dried tomatoes, tablespoon of garlic, and your seasonings, and let that cook until just fragrant. And now we're gonna add in our diced chicken, our cut up chicken, and cook it 3 to 4 minutes until it's been browned on all sides. She doesn't say to do it, but you gotta add salt. right. I'm gonna let it sear for a minute, then stir, let it sear, then stir until all my chicken has been cooked on all sides. Now that my chicken is mostly cooked and has color on all its sides, time to add that pasta. I'm only using 12 ounces, so I've pulled out 2.5 ounces of this that I can use later. And then 3 cups of broth. Turn off that saute function. And you want to make sure that the pasta is submerged under your broth. So for mine, that's not enough broth, so I'm gonna go ahead and add another cup because it's more important that your pasta's under the broth. You can drain out whatever's extra later. Okay, I grabbed some water instead. There we go. If you don't get all your pasta underneath the water, the bits that are sticking up will get crunchy. And I know that from personal experience, so don't be like me. Now we're gonna seal it. We're gonna cook this on manual for 3 minutes and then release the vent. While we're letting that do its thing, I chopped up my 2 cups of spinach into bite-sized pieces. This is optional. I just like it when there's smaller leaves more throughout the pasta. I'm going to measure out 2/3 cup of this Parmesan. And we have 3/4 cup of cottage cheese and 3/4 cup of Greek yogurt in our blender. We're gonna blend these together and let it set there until it's ready to use. I'll see you once our pasta has released. Smells great. I'm going to take this over to the sink to drain out all that extra liquid. Got nice fluffy pasta. Chicken is cooked through. Everything's smelling amazing. Those tomatoes have rehydrated. I have turned off my keep warm function. We're gonna add our spinach and let it wilt and then let this sit for about 5 minutes before we add our dairy products, because your dairy products can curdle, which if you've ever seen like the little chunks, looks like it kind of breaks apart. So to prevent that, we're gonna let this cool down for just a few minutes while this spinach is wilting. Now it's time for our 2/3 cup of Parmesan and all of this cottage cheese and Greek yogurt goodness. So when the new plan goes into effect, this should be 7 points per serving, which is 1 1/3 cup of the goodness here. I did use 2% cottage cheese because it's my favorite, that particular brand. So that might affect it. But honestly, it's so much better than regular non-fat cottage cheese that I would rather just take an extra point for it. Oh, yes. You can get a fork and taste it. Check the seasonings. Y'all, you would never know that that is cottage cheese and Greek yogurt.
I wanted to pause the video here and let you know I really enjoyed this recipe, but my husband did not. So take that as you will. I always want to be honest and open with these recipes. I really enjoyed it, but my husband didn't. He thought it was just a little bland. So either add more salt, add more seasonings, or maybe just skip it altogether if you're worried about it. I thought it was really creamy. If you like a really mellow, creamy pasta, I think you'll like it. But if you want something super bold and flavorful, this one might be one to skip.
That is delicious. I topped mine with a little bit of red pepper flake just for fun. This is delicious. I do recommend serving it with a side of vegetables. I'm not very hungry today, so I'm just going to enjoy this. Instant pot with 1 tablespoon of olive oil. I'm going to add a cup of washed and dried really well rice. The Instant Pot's been heating up for a few minutes to get that oil nice and hot. We want to get a light golden color on this rice. It's going to take about 3 to 4 minutes. Rice just started to get a golden hue. So I'm going to go ahead and add half an onion. I would normally add white or yellow, but I have extra red left over, so that's what I'm using today. And then 2 garlic cloves. I'm going to be lazy and use the jar stuff. Cook it until your onion is translucent. It's been cooking about 3 more minutes. Now we're going to add a tablespoon of chicken bouillon. I like to get it a little toasty. Now in 8 ounces of tomato sauce and 1 cup of water. Stir it together and turn off your saute function. Seal. Cook on rice. I let the rice naturally release for 10 minutes and then I manually released the rest of the way. And here we are. Delicious, fluffy rice. Yum, so much flavor. Here are the ingredients you're gonna need. Fajita meat, I'm using the pre-seasoned raw kind. Use the pre-cooked kind. Regular chicken that you season yourself, whatever you like. I'm using a little less than 1.5 onions, 3 bell peppers, and then I had a handful of tomatoes that I might as well use. I'm gonna keep this super simple, drizzle a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and then bake it at 400. Let's make some corn salsa. I have 1 can of corn that had no salt added, drained and rinsed, and I'm a little bit of a baby, so I have half of a jalapeno diced up. If you're even a bigger baby than me, feel free to use a can of diced green chilies that are mild. I have a 1/4 cup of red onion diced, and then a lime. I'm gonna add a little salt, stir and taste. I'm mixing this right into the container I'm going to use to store it because, you know, less dishes. Add cilantro if you like it. I don't. Add raw tomato if you like it. I don't. I want this a little more salsa-esque. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that 4 ounces of green chilies and a sprinkling of chili lime. Taste. Yum. Feel free to add corn, just plain corn to your bowl if you'd rather. I like the extra seasonings and flavors this gives. Don't forget to drain and rinse your beans because I'm making 5 servings. I'm using 2 cans. Once that chicken cooked for 25 minutes, I shredded it in a KitchenAid mixer. You can do it with forks or you can slice it. And then I put those vegetables back in the oven on broil for 5 to 8 minutes and had drained off a little bit of the excess water from that chicken baking. This just helps kind of revive those veggies and gives them a little bit of that char and crispness back that they might have lost from cooking with the chicken. Once I got all of my rice in my containers, this was 5 servings worth, I added half a cup of black beans to each container. This did take up the entire 2 cans, so if you are looking to make 5 servings, it'll be about half a cup per serving. Then onto that corn salsa, I just spooned a little bit in the middle. I actually might go back and add more because I didn't get to taste it as much in that bowl I ate for dinner, so it probably will get more than this. But for now, it looks really pretty with that yellow. Now onto my chicken. I didn't weigh out each portion. I just knew I had 3 breasts and I wanted 5 servings. So I just gave a handful to each one. And then when there was a little bit left, add a little bit more to each one. It probably came out to 3 to 4 ounces per serving. I'm really thankful I bought that pre-marinated chicken because it did all the work for me. This chicken came out really moist and delicious, full of flavor without me doing anything at all. Now onto the most beautiful part of this meal, these delicious roasted veggies. You'll see those brown spots. That is because I broiled it. I highly recommend adding that to the end of your bake. And we're just gonna shove it off to the side and put it in each container. A little for you. A little for you. You know how to do this. Don't forget to add half of a lime to each one. This is crucial. It really does help make those flavors pop and taste so fresh. Now, the night before you want to take this, make sure you add some salsa to a container that you can take with you easily. Maybe add some chips. You can add some lettuce to a bag. That way you're ready to go the next day. If you haven't done the day before, you don't have to think about it before you drink your coffee, which is a must for me. Y'all, this is so good. Look how much food that is. I don't know if you can tell. It's like heaping over. I was gonna add shredded lettuce. There's no room. There's no room for shredded lettuce. You could just say, Amber, get a bigger bowl. No, I have so many dishes to already do. Feel free to add whatever you like on top. Cheese, sour cream, guacamole, diced up avocado. It's all good. If you like fresh tomatoes, that'd be delicious on here too. Shredding up that chicken is awesome, y'all. I just prefer the texture of shredded chicken over like sliced chicken, particularly when I'm warming it back up. I feel like the sliced chicken can get tougher where the shredded just warms up a little quicker so you don't have to like nuke it to death, you know what I mean? All right, y'all, thanks so much for watching. I hope y'all found this useful. These are some great recipes that really utilize those new 0-point foods, as well as keeping some of the things that you're gonna miss from the old program. Give yourself some grace over the next week or two. We're all gonna be in a learning process. Again, just wanna say, I know change is hard, but you can do hard things. I believe in you. We've all got this. Know that if you're struggling, that you're not alone. If you're on Weight Watchers, make sure to go to that Connect app, really connect with people who are in the same boat as you. You can also comment down below. I try to respond to every single comment. I appreciate y'all so much, and I will see y'all on Wednesday. This is very confusing. This is one thing I don't like about personal points. It's just very confusing. It's very confusing to say, like, I get 25 points a day, but I use 30, but I only actually use like 1 weekly. It's a lot. So now it'll make a lot more sense. No, that's probably gonna be on Saturday.